Today I'm with Michael Chonoles, the author of UML 2 for Dummies. The book is very well known in the world. Let's watch.
Okay, hello, I'm Michael Chonoles. I'm here to speak about modeling myths. Modeling myths are these damaging misconceptions people have that prevent them from adopting UML on a project. One of the big ones is, do I really need to model everything? Do I model the extra information, the redundant information? It seems very expensive, very time-consuming, too much resources. And the problem is, they're really right. People who think that modeling everything is expensive are quite correct. But luckily, you don't have to model all of it. You just have to model the biggest risks. Okay, so every project, every team has different risks. Here are some examples that you might find similar on your project. For example, you might find that not everyone understands the domain or the problem space. So what you might then use conceptualization of domain-style modeling of your class diagrams or state diagrams so they show you what the real world is like. You might have problems where people on your project don't know what the purpose of the project is. What problems are you solving? Well, use use cases and actors that show you what you're trying to accomplish. Sometimes a problem with organization. People don't quite understand what tasks they're assigned and who's doing what. Use package diagrams or sometimes use case diagrams to help you split them up into individual tasks and problems to work on. Sometimes you find that there's implementation issues. People don't really get a feel for how this thing might be implemented. Use sequence diagrams or collaboration diagrams to help you understand how that might work together. So don't model things like legacy code if it's well understood. Don't model state machines of simple on-off switches because they're trivial. They're on or off, and it's a waste of time. Don't model parts of the system that are already known or similar to other parts. So if you modeled it the first time, and the second time around when you're modeling a different part of the system that works like the first, just reference the first part. Don't model anything that doesn't really address a risk. Spend your time modeling where there's a big return on investment. Now let's give you an example that you might help you understand. So you can see here some modeling that is a little confusing. If everyone in the project was working on different parts, you're going to come up with something pretty confusing and hard to understand and hard to see if there's any problems. So what we're going to have to do is take some of this stuff out. So there's some stuff that's already known. Right? We'll take that out. We don't need to model that. Right? But there's more. It's still confusing. Let's take out stuff and not model anything that doesn't address a need. Get rid of that. Still confusing, still hard to see. What else can we avoid spending or wasting money and time and resources on? We could have not modeled the unwanted information. So now things are improving. So what else could we take out? It's things that are trivial, like the state machines, the easy stuff. Let's get rid of the easy stuff. And we're getting better. And get rid of the useless detail. So what's left is the biggest risk. But now we can see there's some problems. Things aren't straight. So that's one of our problems here. We didn't do it really right, so we can straighten this. Right? And then we see one more problem left, a serious one. We didn't spell risk correctly, so now we fix that. So if we would have started with just the area of biggest risk, we would have addressed our problem and not spent all those resources on things we didn't need. Thank you.
Great. That was a great talk. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.